70 years I've watched these waters. 70 years of storms and calm, of shipwrecks and salvations. This old lighthouse and I, we've become one, our stories intertwined like barnacles on a ship's hull. You ask me what I've learned? Ha! Might as well ask the sea to share its secrets. But I'll try for what it's worth. Life, you see, is like the ocean. Vast, unpredictable, full of wonders and terrors alike. Some days it's as smooth as glass, reflecting a sky so blue it'll break your heart. Other days? Well, other days it'll throw everything it's got at you, trying to drag you under. I've seen ships of all sizes pass by this point, big freighters thinking they're invincible, and little fishing boats bobbing like corks on the waves. You know what? Size doesn't matter when the storm hits, it's about how you weather it. That's the thing about storms, they always pass, might leave you battered and bruised, might wash away everything you thought was solid. But the sun always comes out again. Always. I remember the night of the big nor'easter in '62, waves high as houses, wind howling like a banshee. Thought the whole lighthouse might come down. But we stood firm, this old tower and I, kept that light burning through it all, saved a dozen lives that night. You see, that's the purpose we all need to find. Your light, whatever it is, keep it burning. Someone out there is navigating by it, even if you don't know it. Love. Oh, I've known love. My Sarah, she was the calm in my storm for 52 years, raised 3 children in this isolated spot. It wasn't always easy, but it was ours. When she passed, I thought the light had gone out of my world. But you know what? I kept that beacon turning, night after night, because that's what she would have wanted. That's what needed doing. Loneliness? Sure, it comes. Like fog rolling in, thick and heavy. But then I look out at that endless horizon, feel the wind on my face, hear the cry of the gulls, and I remember, we're all part of something bigger, something vast and eternal. I've seen technology change the world. This old lighthouse, once the only thing between ships and disaster, now it's more of a tourist attraction. But I keep it running. Some lights need to keep shining, even when the world thinks they're obsolete. You young folks, always in such a hurry, rushing from one thing to the next, never taking the time to just be, to stand still and let the world move around you. There's wisdom in stillness, in watching, in waiting. If these old bones could give you any advice, it'd be this. Find your lighthouse, your purpose, the thing that gets you up every morning, no matter how fierce the storm. And once you find it, tend to it. Keep that light burning. Be kind to yourself, to others. You never know what storms they're weathering. Learn to read the signs, the sea, life. They'll tell you what's coming if you learn to listen. Sometimes the most important thing is knowing when to batten down the hatches and ride it out. And for God's sake, don't be afraid of the deep water. That's where the real living happens. Sure, you might get pulled under now and then, but you'll surface stronger. As for me, well, my watch is almost over. Soon I'll join Sarah and all the others who've gone before, become part of that great mystery beyond the horizon. But until then, I'll keep this light burning. It's what I know, it's who I am. Because in the end, that's all any of us can do. Keep our light burning, guide who we can, and trust that when our time comes, someone else will take up the watch. Now, if you'll excuse me, the tide's turning and there's a ship on the horizon. This old lighthouse keeper's still got work to do. Remember, life's a lot like the sea. Respect it, learn from it, but never ever turn your back on it. And always, always keep your light shining.